Energetic City, and welcome back to the Community Roundup, brought to you by Brad's Furniture and Appliance. Today, on this Friday, I am here with Sebastian Steel, who is going to be the hypnotist, having a show at the Lido tonight, correct?
Yep.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the show tonight and if you're on a tour right now with it.
Actually, no, I'm not on a tour. This was just something random that Brian and I put together just in the last little while. But this is actually one of the many times I've played here. I love coming to this place. I used to have family in town here, and so I've been coming to the Lido and performing here pretty much almost since they first opened, almost.
Okay.
And it's just been a lot of fun, and the show tonight. It's my first time back since COVID, so it's been a few years since we've been here. But every time we've had a show here, the crowds are just amazing. The people are so fun. A lot of times, when it comes to hypnosis shows, sometimes people are a little bit nervous, a little bit leery. But it seems anytime I come to Fort St. John, these people just go for it.
I love it.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun.
And of all the shows you've played here, what do you say is your best memory?
I'd have to say it was about 6 or 7 years ago. There's actually a clip of it up on YouTube. And I remember having, I think we had like an entire back row, like 15 people out. And there was one guy on stage who you can tell he was a skeptic. Didn't believe it, but came up to find out if it's real or not.
Yeah, give it a try.
Thing. And he went deep. He was, when I did the induction and I'm coming by and I got all their hands clasped and I'm coming by and tapping their hands to unlock their hands, he, out of his chair, just spread eagle onto the floor. Yeah, it was really well.
That's awesome. And so tell me, how did you get into this hypnosis thing? Like, this seems such a particular, kind of strange line of work. How did you come across it?
Well, I've always been involved in theater since I was 16, and so I started out in theater, and then from there I got into doing improv and improv comedy, and then and when I was in high school, I was in Psych 30 in grade 12, and we had a hypnotherapist come into the classroom and did a demonstration with one of my classmates, this girl that I went to school with. She was like 6'2". And he put her across 2 desks, stiff as a board. Yeah, I was just like, wow, mind blown. I want to know how to do that.
Kind of that spark moment for you, I guess.
Absolutely. So I talked to him after the class, and he told me where I can get all the books to read up on it and everything. So I read about it. I learned how it worked and everything. But it was just something that, I know how to do it, but I've never seen a show. I've never seen Ravine or anything like that. And when I left out of high school, I got into touring, doing stand-up comedy with Yuck Yucks. And then I took a little hiatus away from entertainment and was just looking for a way to get back into doing it again. And I was managing a bar in St. Albert, outside of Edmonton. And this guy came in. He was like a tradesman kind of thing, blue-collar worker type guy. But he said he was learning how to do hypnosis and had a hypnosis show he was trying to practice. So he was wondering if he could practice on the clientele I had in the bar. So I said, yeah, go for it. And as he was doing it, he clearly had no theater training or anything like that, right? And so I found myself critiquing him. In my head, I'm like, okay, you're holding your mic wrong, and all this different stuff. And then it was like, my first time seeing a hypnosis show, and I knew how to do it from reading the books and stuff, and so it was just a light bulb moment. Like, there's your next means of getting out on stage again and performing again. And so from there, I just went around and I checked out. At that point in time, that was 1997, and so at that point in time in Edmonton, there were more hypnotists in Edmonton alone than there were in all of Canada. There was like 40 some odd hypnotists just in Edmonton. So I went around and I checked everybody's show to see what everybody's doing and try and come up with something different kind of thing. And what I found was most hypnotists were former magicians.
Okay.
Because around that point in time, that was where that guy went on TV with a mask and told everybody how magic was done.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so a lot of magicians were out of work when that happened,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So they switched over to doing hypnosis shows. And so
Gotcha.
the style of humor with their shows was more of that ooh, ah kind of thing, and segue humor. Sort of like when a tabletop magician does table magic and they'll kind of tell you a little anecdote that segues
Yeah.
into the next trick they're going to do. And that was the same thing that they did with their style of comedy with hypnosis shows. They tell you a little anecdote that segues into the next suggestion. And I thought my background, there it is. I'm not ooh-ah. Mine was more about comedy and improv. So I ditched the goatees and the tuxedos and stuff, and I was hitting the stages with eyeliner and spiked hair and tattoos, and I was just hitting them with more of a slapstick, make it up as you go, grabbing people out of the audience to mess with the people up on stage, send the people out into the audience to mess with people in the audience, making stuff up on the fly. Hey, throw me a suggestion, let's get them to do this. And it really caught on. People liked the edge on that type of a hypnosis show.
Okay. Yeah. And so where else have you performed? Have you performed just within Canada, or have you gone into like the US?
No.
Europe at all?
I've just been basically Western Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Northwest Territories, and Yukon.
Okay, so kind of a Western Canada exclusive.
Absolutely.
I like it. And what would you say to anybody who is maybe skeptical of hypnosis?
A lot of people don't realize that people think hypnosis is a lot more than what it really actually is, okay? And so there's no power, there's no magic or anything like that behind hypnosis. All hypnosis is just relaxation. And it's actually a natural mind function. The average person naturally goes through a phase of hypnosis about once every 45 minutes that you're awake, you're hypnotized.
Interesting. Okay.
Because and you don't know it because there's no feeling to being hypnotized. Everybody thinks like what you see in the movies or in TV that when you're hypnotized, it's like, oh, you're in some sort of zombie state or different state of mind kind of thing. And the truth is you feel no different than how we feel right now. You're conscious and aware, you see everything, you feel everything, but in a relaxed enough state, your subconscious mind, which is the mind that controls you, is less aggressive and it just becomes something more susceptible to suggestion.
Fair enough.
So basically your imagination comes into the forefront and takes control. It's kind of the same thing as if a child is laying in bed trying to go to sleep. As he's laying there, he's relaxing. The more relaxed he gets, the closer he is to going to sleep. Now across the room, there's clothing over a chair. So as he's laying there relaxing, he sees the clothing and the subconscious mind says, that looks like the boogeyman.
Oh, okay.
So then the
There
child
you go.
says, no, it's clothing. No, it really looks like the boogeyman. Eventually the child's hiding under their sheets from what they know is clothing over a chair, but at a relaxed enough state,
Mind starts to play a little bit of tricks.
the imagination becomes real.
Yeah. All right. Well, sounds like it's going to be an exciting night tonight.
Oh, it's always fun. Always fun.
Break a leg on the show. And
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much for speaking with us.
Absolutely. And I encourage anybody to come out. The Lido Theater is an extraordinary venue to see shows in. And in all the years that I've been coming to Fort St. John and doing shows here at the Lido, just in general doing shows across Western Canada, the Lido Theater is actually one of my favorite places to perform at. The crowds here in Fort St. John are a lot of fun. They're very energetic. They're right up there, ready to engage in the show. The people on stage are always just phenomenal performers when it happens. The staff here at the Lido are amazing people. I know that the customers are treated well, but they treat their entertainment well. And Brian is one of the most fantastic people I know as to how he treats entertainment that comes into town and stuff like that.
All right. Sounds like it'll be exciting. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for tuning in and watching. If you have your tickets, or I don't know if tickets are sold out, but come see Sebastian's show tonight if you can. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, this has been the Community Roundup brought to you by Brad's Furniture and Appliance.